Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, I'm Caricatura, and welcome back to my delicious, delectable, and devilish little review show, Very Slay. Emphasis on the slaying here, because we are back with a different sort of commentary on Dragula for season 6. Last season I went over the whole episode. I can't be bothered to do that again because I low-key kinda can't stay on the boulets. We are going to dive right on in to the bloodbath that's going to be season 6 of Dragula. And today we are checking out the Meet Our Monsters promo looks. I'm particularly really excited for this group of monsters because we have three people from Illinois, from my home state. Now, for those of you who are coming back because of Catwalk commentary last season, unfortunately we're not doing the full episode breakdowns and reviews like I did before. That, however, will be done in a written form over on my Patreon, which you can access every week for free just by joining below. If you want to subscribe, join a tier, you can join for literally as little as $1 a month and get your name in the credits, and every dollar helps. So a little bit can go a long way if y'all show up in droves. I would appreciate it a ton. Now, the way this particular show works, if I think the look got the job done, you know, finished the deed, I give it an okay. If I think it was absolutely a murder in the best way, we give it a slay. And if I think the look is worthy of being a victim in the slasher film, we give it a nay. And it's all in efforts to find my weekly slay of the day, my favorite look out of the current set that I'm reviewing. And that look from today's review will go head to head against my slay of the day from episode 1. Whichever look comes out on top, sort of All-Star 6 lip sync tournament style, episode to episode, and holds that title by the end of the season, will get an illustration. This season is gonna be wild. I know there's a Dead by Daylight challenge, which is going to be interesting because I famously do not like Dead by Daylight as a content creator and a drag content creator and a stream team who almost as a running joke now say that playing Dead by Daylight is a bit of a requirement for being on the team. I never have, I never will. Unfortunately, due to time constraints with my really busy schedule and all of the seasons of Drag Race that I'm reviewing concurrently, I'm not going to be able to do what I did last season of designing a look for each and every floor show, which makes me so sad because y'all, some of these looks I designed and put together were so fucking good. I'll have some of them kind of sliding by on the screen now. Like, it pushed me to design things in ways I wouldn't normally design and to do some creature work. So I am particularly excited to see what ideas I would come up with for season 6. Maybe I'll at least like sketch concepts, but I probably won't have time to do like full pieces, which sucks because I love doing them so much. But as a trade-off, I'm going to be trying to do more like inspired makeups based on what I would do for the theme. But as a trade-off, I'm going to be trying to do more inspired makeup looks, horror-y makeup. So we'll see what the future has in store. If any of that sounds fun though, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those lovely little things. It's free, it's painless, and then you get a little bit of beauty and grace, and you get to support a trans woman doing content. So what's to lose? I think it's time we dive into these wickedly wonderful little promo looks. Okie dokie, first up out of these new monsters, we have Asia Consent. The mug, this hair, incredible. I absolutely love this dress. I think the silhouette of it is really flattering. I think the detailing on it is really well done. And I think the color works well with the whole piece. Love the nails. Like, I love that there's like teeth along here. It's a cool look. I think this is really well done. This is a slay for me. There's a lot of fun details to look at in this piece. Next up, we have the first of one of my personal favorites this season, Aurora Cosmic. I adore this queen so much. Like, for years, I used to say that if I ever moved to Chicago, she was the queen that I would want to be my drag mom. She was the goal for me. I love her costume construction. Her designs are impeccable. And she has this like really kind of fun old Hollywood but dark aesthetic that I enjoy a ton. I'm very here for this look though. This is really sleek, really well done. I love a hooded moment. I love a sleeve. And I think while the dress itself is a little on the simpler side, I think it's immaculately done. And I think she is going to be the fashion girl this season. I think she's going to be serving looks that could be runway ready, but with a dark, twisted, draggy, pageanty spin that I'm very, very intrigued and excited about. I love this hair color too. It is giving like powdered blue old lady in the best way. And with her tattoos and stuff, I think she's gonna have some fun kind of pin-up-y style things. It's really hard for me to not draw everything she wears. I'm gonna be honest, because I love her that much. And I kind of want to. Even if it's just a little sketch, I kind of want to do something with everything that she wears this season. Because she is low-key my fave. Like on a personal level. So this for me is a slay, but I'm also very biased. Next up, we have gray matter. I mean, come on. This collar piece and like the head silhouette alone is top of the line. Just incredible. I love the long fingies. I mean, there's some really freaky shots that you get of this diva in the Meet Our Monsters trailer. So go watch that because like, holy hell, they know what they're doing. But my favorite thing about this outfit are the pants, like the kind of quilted like little puffy moments over the glitter silver. It's a really cool design. Like it's really, really well done, really well put together. This is chef's kiss perfection to me. And this look alone made me incredibly excited to see what we're gonna get from this person out of the season. This is a slay. Next up, we have Vivia The Force. I think on a silhouette standpoint, this is really cool. The headpiece alone is like impeccably detailed and I adore it so much for that reason. I think the shoulder silhouette is really cool. The sleeves are really nice. I really just love it from like here up though. I mean, I'm kind of biased towards like a bell sleeve. But I just don't like this with chaps. I think had it been a long skirt, I would have been a bigger fan of this whole presentation. But from like the chest up, it's really fucking good. Like this is one of my favorite promos, I think, of Dragula period across the board. I'm not mad at it, but I'm gonna give it a soft slay. I don't like it as much as the other ones we've seen so far, but it's still really good. Then we have Pie up next. Now this is a look where I think pants are successful because it's a bodysuit. It's a full bodysuit. It's very Party Monster Club Kid energy. I love how creepy the whole presentation is, even though the look itself is still pretty glam. The headpiece itself and like the bit that comes around the chest and around the arms is really cool. Like to me, this really does embody the Club Kid spirit. This does embody the whole idea of like the 80s era of Club Kids. For me, this is successful. I will say, from a construction standpoint, I think Vivi's look is a little more impressive because the silhouette is just larger. It just is more visually striking. But this is also really cool to me. So I'm also gonna give it another soft slay because I like the first three more. But again, still really solid. Then next up, we have returning finalist from season 2, Majesty. Why? Can I just ask why? Like, I know the Boulets have a bit of a hard-on for season 2. Not gonna lie, I'm a little trepidatious going into this season because if Majesty gets favored, like Neo did last season, I'm gonna kind of scream a little bit, I think. Because there's sometimes where the Boulets do not hide who they think is going to win. I mean, it was very clear for me from season 5 that they had already picked Neo as the winner for season 5, like from the outset. Just listening to the pre-production, how they talked about her drag. This season, I've decided not to listen to the podcast because the podcast last season about gave me a brain aneurysm. I think Majesty's look here, with the name change, comes maybe a new perspective and style. I do like the Vivienne Westwood energy here. I think this look is cool. I think it is successful. I think it is another one of the looks like Aurora's. It is more fashion-centric, and so if Majesty is going more in a fashion direction, I'd be curious to see how that would play out. Once again, I don't think it's as incredible as the first 3 things we saw, but it's still high up there for me. It's a slay. I also wish you could see the shoes in Majesty's shot. You can see them in the trailer, but the shoes are the same print as the tie, and this like red, white, and blue kind of like punky deconstructed American flag. The print looks really cool with this whole look. I think the full body piece is more interesting than what we get to see in just these little snippets. And I think the Boulets are doing a disservice by not showing the full look outside of the cast photos. And even then, there's some contestants, some of which we haven't talked about yet, who you don't really see any of. One of them, all you see of her is like her torso and her head. I find that a little disappointing. Then next up, we have the one who's kind of adjacent to my scene, anti-heroine. I adore her. She has one of my favorite faces in drag, period, because it is, I'm telling y'all, if you ever get to see her in person, take the chance to, because her mug is so stamped. It reads great on camera, but in person, it's even wilder. And she's a bald girly, but like she fully like velcros and glues shit to her head and does these little like pop-ons. So you have these like really big hairstyles and these big mohawky pieces. It's a great silhouette. It's a great shape. And her body silhouette is together. It's so correct. It is so correct. Which does not surprise me that much because her drag mom is also the owner of Boobs for Queens, who you may recognize the name from previous seasons of Drag Race and sponsoring the show over there. I love this. I love the spiderweb mesh that she's got going on. I love the green. And I love how like graphic this look is. She's another one that I kind of want to draw everything from. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. So I'm excited to see what she does this season. She's one of those girls that I think she's one of those girls that people are gonna take a look at her face and be like, oh, she's a Dragula girl. But then they're gonna see like her personality and they're gonna see her style. I'm excited. I have high hopes for her. I hope she lasts a long time. If not, makes it all the way to the end. If not, wins. So far for me, Aurora, Anti, and Grey Matter are like my top 3. Personally, I do really like this cast a lot, clearly because, like everyone else, I'm giving her a slay. Then next up we have Desiree Dick, who I think, silhouette-wise, this outfit is one of my least favorites. And she was the one I was talking about in the promo that in the cast shot is like fully behind everybody. Seeing the wide shot, I do kind of understand why, because it's one of the least impactful ones we've seen so far. But having her in that back position like that also kind of makes me question if she's going to be like one of the first ones out, because she's not like heavily featured in that promo shot, you know? She just already, they've kind of put her into that background role. I hope that's not the case. I think the headpiece and the construction of this piece is really cool. I like the blood trail print kind of thing she's got going on, but it still kind of has that little pageanty edge. It works for me, but I think so far it is my least favorite one of the cast. I'm just gonna give it an okay. I think the proportions could have been exaggerated just a smidge more. Then we have Jaria up next. This is another one of those looks that is really, really high up there for me. I love how graphic this is. Her makeup is so clean, so stamped, and this look just, it immediately reads, it immediately pops. It's kind of cutesy in a way too, which I really like. So I am particularly excited to see what we're gonna get from her. I do love that the cone tits are removable as well. And I think as a full look, it's successful. Very, very successful. The proportion's right. The placement of the stripes is right. The placement of the detailing and the chains is right. It's a slay. Then next up, we have Skilla, formerly Skilla Cone, from Chicago as well. Now, she's a diva I've actually done a couple of digital shows with during the pandemic. I was excited to hear about her inclusion in this. I think her aesthetic is really, really cool as well. I love this like inner eye corner that goes down the nose contour. It's really creepy, really striking with the way she does it. I think overall, this is kind of like Desiree's look. It is a little on the underwhelming side comparatively because it is such a simple silhouette. And it's weird because in like the promo photo, they edited like tentacles behind her in her like standalone photo that aren't part of the look. Really drives me crazy when queens wear breastplates, but then they don't like hide the seams. So when you wear a breastplate with like an off the shoulder dress like this, you just have like a tank top of silicone tits, and it just really takes me out, especially if you're not gonna cover it like with a necklace or anything or some sort of body jewelry just to like hide the seam a little bit. But it's pretty, but it's a pretty gown. I like the hair, and I love the makeup, but I think the presentation of it, I just think that there could have been a smidge more. So for me, it's just okay. As gorgeous as it is. Next up, we have Severity Stone. And this look, I think, is one of the coolest in terms of like fashion inspirations. I do love all this like punky tartan mixed together. I know a lot of people, they see a bunch of tartan, they see a bunch of plaid, and all smushed together in a mishmashy way, and they go, oh, it's Vivienne Westwood inspired. But this does have that kind of immediately readable punk piecemeal energy that I really, really love. My favorite thing about this though is the hair. This hair is really fucking cool. All the braids, the sculptural nature of it, really, really successful for me. And I love the nails too. I think the silhouette works, really flattering, really, really well done look. And I'm intrigued to see what we're gonna get from her too. Like, her aesthetic is really interesting to me. So I'm gonna give this a slay. And then finally, we have Yuri, formerly known as Yuri Guy, on season 2 of Drag Race Down Under, who was a bit of a runway stealer over there. So I'm curious to see the fashion she's gonna bring this season. I think she is also gonna be a fashion diva. She's another one who I think these photos really do her look dirty, because the look itself, the whole statement piece of this is the skirt, and you don't see like any of it in the cast photo or in her individual promo look. She's mostly covered up by Majesty's shoulder. So I'm disappointed by that. Like, really disappointed by that, because the skirt of this, the construction on it is really cool. Like, I love how piecey it is. And I think it works with the overall look. I love this hair. I love the cut of the gloves. But I'm not the biggest fan on the shoe choice. This little pleaser heel with this. Maybe it's just because I love a pump. Had this just been a red pump, it would have been more successful for me. But it's good. It's a good look. But when you look at the visual that we get from the cast promos, it's underwhelming because they take out the best part of the fucking gown. It's a slay, but it is a lower end slay for me. So with that said, it's time to pick our very first slay of the day. My favorite look out of this cast promo. Hands down, Grey Matter took this one and just ran with it. Such a striking silhouette, and I think there's gonna be some really creepy ass shots of this fucker when we get into the actual season. This promo shot is gonna be hard to beat. Let's see if somebody manages to do it in episode 1. So we'll see you in the next one. Be sure, as always, like I said before, to like, comment, subscribe, maybe join the Patreon if you feel nasty. And then be sure to go out there, y'all, stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.